voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsod and weeping in evening dew, that might control the starry pole and falling light renew. O earth, return, arise out of the dewy grass. Night has worn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while wilt thou turn away? The starry floor, the watery shore is given thee to the break of day. Good to be with you. It is I, your spiritual entertainer, here with you once again. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all that I am. I am just an entertainer. What can I say? Making my way in the world, trying to bring joy, trying to bring peace, trying to bring harmony to all. And it's good to see our good friends here. The brainless one, our Slavic pagan friend. No one saw her. She appeared in your dreams. Every day they got more vivid. I reached out to her. She is there. I speak and she is there. Her eyes burned into your mind like fire molting into the wood. Wow, wonderful. You have the goddess has manifested to you. How beautiful. And our good friend, Sir Flingdrop, the jeweler. Always nice to see you both here. We have another kitted one here in the background. Hopefully this one is more tame than the other ones and won't bring Christian fundamentalists here. I've been looking at different like statues of Celadwin, and this one is quite beautiful, the way they have it in the background there. You see her cauldron there. She's putting stuff into it, making the owen, right? Beautiful, beautiful. The hand carved, I think. These are beautiful. I don't know if they are mass produced, but they are. This one, I found it on like Etsy. They have a whole bunch of Celadwin statues on there. I had thought about getting one, just as an appreciation, as a work of art to have in the home. But they are quite expensive. And this one here is like $75, and it's small. You know, imagine it's probably about this big. I mean, big as my hand. That's kind of small. $75. It's like a miniature Celadwin. So, good to see my neighbor here, American maker, a fellow survivor of the Holocaust of what do we have here? Rednecks, you know, Christian fundamentalists here in where we live here in Florida. It's really bad, and they are out to get you. I have a Baptist church college in my town, and they are always like, they make the Jehovah's Witnesses look bad. They're always knocking on the doors here, trying to wipe out the opposition, right? And I mean, they're everywhere. This strange, like, Christianized culture here in the South. I mean, it's really bizarre. Their behavior is probably anything but Christian, because if you piss them off, they act quite irrational. I mean, that's not how Christian people should be acting, right? They don't. If you're not doing what they want you to do, they start calling you all kinds of names. And I mean, not all of them, right? There's some good ones here. We have some good people here, but the majority of the culture here in the South is quite odd, especially the people who shop at why not? Good to see you. Florida was the first time you've ever experienced a minister insulting a person. Yeah. That's what you have down here, right? These Southern preachers, I mean, especially the Baptists, they have no sense. Their job is to get you to believe in an idea. And that's it. They want you to say this prayer, and then they're done. You can behave any way you want, as long as they got you to say the prayer. Saying the prayer, having the idea. They'll say, well, I'm a sinner. I can go around telling people to F off, right, if they're not doing it my way. They have no sense of true spirituality. It's really bizarre. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Fiona. Yeah, we are kind of a mixed bag here. Like it's a cultural celebration throughout. I didn't know they have it in Ireland as well, but especially in the United States, people celebrate their Irish heritage. Corned beef and cabbage today for a lot of people, and green beers. Many use it as an excuse to abuse alcohol, but we have mixed feelings about St. Patrick, right? On one end, he continues Irish culture, recognizing when a lot of Irish people came over to the United States, they were treated terribly. The people were because they were Catholic, most of them, right? They were treated terrible. A lot of racism against Irish people that came over here to the United States. But eventually they just kept coming, right? Now a huge section of the population in the United States is Irish. I have Irish heritage. Most of my DNA is Irish and Scottish, the Gaelic, as well as my wife. We everyone's Irish here in the United States, a little bit. Um, but at the other hand, of this idea of the Irish culture, St. Patrick is not a good person. He is a propaganda of the church. He is what wiped out the indigenous religion, indigenous traditions, of the Irish people. I mean, a lot of it survived, but it was like you find like throughout the world when the church comes, the people just use their statues now for their own gods. They integrate their religion in, and that's what you have. Like if you go over to Ireland, most Irish people that I've met, they believe in the fairy religion. They just converted it to Christianity. They think the fairy folk are like on the central plane. You got the devils below, angels above, fairy folk all here. So they've continued that religion. And looking at the good and the bad of the fairy religion, Christianity was quite helpful in some of the abuse of it, because you had people, you know, uh, before Christianity was around, they were afraid of everything, and there's stories of people murdering their children because they think they are, these doppelgangers. These, what are they called over there in Ireland? I mean, they were severely afraid of the fairy folk, uh, in sometimes in a very an extreme way. Now that fear still persists. I'm sure Fiona respects the fairy mounts, even though she is a Catholic, right? So there's the changelings. Yeah, that's what they are called, right? So there's a mixed feelings on it because the church did a terrible thing by wiping out the indigenous traditions and spirituality. It did survive. You do have it. Some of the monastic people preserving it, right, in a Christianized form. You could find in all these great, like the Ulster cycle and all these other, uh, mythologies of the Irish people. You find a Christianization of it in these writings. They were all presented, rewritten down from a Christian point of view. And that's not bad. I mean, a lot of stuff wasn't written down, right? A lot of it was oral tradition. So there's mixed feelings about St. Patrick because he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, right? Not really. He drove out all the pagan people there, as they are called, all the indigenous. He was a colonizer. He was the propaganda machine for the Roman Church, and the Roman Church continued to do that, right? They took all of the holy places and built churches there. They hijacked Bridget. She was, the goddess, right? And they pretty much hijacked her, and you know, brought all these ideas about her. Now, I don't think she was specifically celebrated on Beltane. Um, that the wheel of the year, I believe, puts Bridget with Beltane. That's a Christianization. I don't think she had that specific feast day. And see, we took that from the Christians, right? People who celebrate the Wheel of the Year. Bridget being that. I was reading that recently in some scholarship about it. All right. Let's see here where I'm at in the chat. All these wonderful people here. Always good to see you. What is this here? Why does this do this? I want this music on. There we go. My refreshing Baldur's Gate music. We have Oaken Hill Hermit here. Good to see you, our good friend. And Ryan. Ryan, good to see you. Good to have you here. Yeah, I've understood why most of the people call each other in South here Bubba, right? Yeah, that's like a southern thing. Oh, yeah. Whizzy wham wham wham. General Cersei, is your name? Jesus is the way for you. Wonderful. Caradwin is the way for me. Right here. You see that my idol, my statue of Caradwin here. I am an idolater. Let's see here. You love the diversity down here? Yeah. You went to Florida. You want to move to Florida from South Africa for work? I'm a chemical engineer, and it's booming there. Yeah, I would imagine, right? Ryan, you are neighbors of Sir Flame Drop. All of our South African friends here. We got I've had like 3 people on it once from South Africa. Must be popular down there. Mario Bognanali, good to see you. You certainly have a profession that would allow you to make that move. Yeah. Well, you can too. You're a jeweler, right? There's always a need. I mean, for jewelry, there's a lot of competition here. Like in Florida, all the time on the radio, they have some diamond man. I forgot what he's called. Lives over in Tampa. Maybe American maker knows what I'm talking about. Always on the radio. Every time you turn it on. Saint Patrick saw the truth and made the true foundation of Ireland's culture, the Christian way. Yeah, well, he was a good Catholic man, right? He was, from what we read about him, he was just following the propaganda. Ironically, a reflection of the true definition of Catholic. Yeah, propaganda. The Catholic Church is not a good thing. I mean, that's why people wanted to break away from it. I mean, like the Protestants, right? They said, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, too controlling. The problem with the Protestant churches, they didn't reform anything. They implemented their own form of control, which is more terrifying than the Catholic one. I hope things work out, Sir Flame. I want a huge change. You just want to change. Well, come on over here, Ryan. We have lots of fun here in the United States. Changelings, yep. The Fae. Good morning, XCX. Good to see you. Always nice to have you on here. You just want to, would it be moved from an unstable political? The politics are always terrible here, right? I mean, you got that wherever you go. There's always these people who are running the show that are assholes, right? Yeah, politics are always a problem, no matter what country you're in. Is there a place where politics are nice? I don't know. There's always someone bitching about it, right? All right, let's see here. Peter, good to see you, Peter Martin. Good to have you here. It was meant snakes can be good people. Yeah, they certainly can. Yeah, granted, not everything in paganism was good back then, right? We look at a paganism today that is quite different than what they had long time ago. Appeasement was really a cornerstone in paganism in the ancient world, appeasing the gods. They thought that, the gods were always pissed off. That was a bad thing. What Christianity did said, no, there's only one God to be appeased, and we've already done it. So it's a different type of pagan appeasement, but now it was already accomplished, right? Now you just have to feel guilty for it all the time. So, I mean, not everything, people look at like paganism, modern pagans sometimes, not all, is that was like some golden age back then. It wasn't, it was terrible. I mean, you wouldn't be able to survive if back then you piss off the gods, someone would come in your house. You ever see Vikings, that TV show on History Channel? Um, there's this one guy, he was like really, he was like the best friends of Ragnar. I forgot what his name was, but he was like really, really religious. I think his name was Loki. I can't remember. I know he loved Loki, but he was like a really good friends with Ragnar and his family. Man, if you had a different god, Floki, that's it, right? If you had a different god, he'd be pissed off and want to kick your ass, right? When you had that Christian missionary, Athelstan, right? He was doing his Christianity. Loki was going to kick his ass, right? He wanted to murder him. That's how it was. I mean, the paganism of our ancestors was not good. It was not good. It was just as terrible as Christianity. Institutional religions, they have a tendency to murder people. So if you are a pagan person today, when you look back, don't be glad that you're not around back then, because they wouldn't tolerate a lot of your behavior. All right, we've really evolved in our humanity, and we've gone away from things that want to control us. Right, we have more freedoms than ever before. Life is better for most people than ever before. We're not afraid when our crops fail that it's some deity. Some people still think about that. I know that people come on here and ask about how do I deal with curses and things. That mentality is still around. That mentality is still around. And there are certainly beings that take advantage of it. But we have more freedom now than ever before. And that, in part, is because of Christianity. The age of Pisces helped move humanity to a more of a unity and to more of a place of critical thinking, right? And now we're moving out of that. I mean, that has its limits. An overall controlling religion, it brings a sense of unity, but it's not a real foundational unity. It's enough to allow you to go to the next step, the age of Aquarius, when people are rising above this primitive form of humanity. I mean, if you look at all the great religions that are institutional, they brought us great things. The unity they provided for humanity, the foundation allowed them, like in Islam, all of the philosophy and mathematics before Islam got fundamentalism in it. There was a period where the Islamic religion was paving the way for modern technology, but then they integrated a fundamentalist philosophy in it, and they stopped growing. There's a reason why there's no. I don't think there's ever been a Nobel Prize winner that has been Muslim. I don't think that there ever has been, right? Most of them are Jewish, yeah, because there's too much fundamentalism in modern Islam, unfortunately, to allow people to see that the stars they're not arrows shot at the devil from Allah, right? And the world is freaking round. Let's see here. Snakes can be good people, certainly. I understand what you mean. You're talking in a story of Saint Francis, how many bargained with a wolf that was eating all the people and children and made it to the God. Yeah, some of these stories, like when I was, studying some of these stories of saints and stuff, and because I went to Catholic universities, you have to look at them with a grain of salt. And much of it is a representation of facts, just like you find in the Bible. It is mythology. Some of these things that these saints have done are so damn ridiculous and so bizarre. This cannot be real. But people read it as if this really happened, and it didn't happen that way. If it can't be done today, it's if you don't have. We have all kinds of documentary, evidential resources If it ain't being done today, it wasn't done yesterday, right? If we can't put it on YouTube, then it probably isn't real. Now, there's some really miraculous things that people do put on YouTube, like the Ganesh. I think I saw a Ganesh that leaked milk out of it. Um, I saw the Medjugorje apparitions of the Virgin Mary, the sun moving around in the sky. Now, that's not freaking normal, right? Something was going on there. And the Catholic Church never approved of it because the apparition pretty much said all religions lead to the same God. They didn't like that. So they said, no, that's not Mary. We want a Mary who says our religion is the only way. That's what she said. I had a friend when I was working on my master's degree in theology. There was a gentleman who had just been over there. He lived this wild lifestyle. This young gentleman, his mother took him over to Medjugorje, and he saw things there that changed his whole life. Now he's a priest. He's a priest in the Roman Church. This guy was, he was like a Playboy model, but Playgirl model. He is a Roman Catholic. He saw like all kinds of things he could not explain over there. So these things can be documented. I don't think that the deities mind if you document what they are doing on your YouTube. If it can't be documented now, it probably didn't happen before, right? Like people walking on water and shit like that. Scott, good to see you. Super Scott, always nice to see you. And the Gilded Goblin is here. Good to see you, our good friend, the Gilded Goblin. Always nice to see you. Peter, I already believe in Jesus. I don't have a problem with it. So I don't need to repent. I'm not doing anything wrong. You're a celebrity here in South Africa. Isn't that something? I'm like David Hasselhoff. He was like a big celebrity in Germany, right? I'm going to open up my shirt now so you can see my chest. I don't have any hair on it like David Hasselhoff, so you might be in for a disappointment. I know some of you want to roll your fingers through David Hasselhoff's chest. He's a bear, right? We love our bears. You can never foresee a reason to not celebrate. Every day for joy of life should be celebrated without ceasing. Yeah, without ceasing. That's a good philosophy. Our large brother, why not, right? You never understood how they have the claim that if you hold Jesus in your heart, no matter what you do, you go to heaven. That means that you can do nasty. Yeah. They think that you can live any way you want. These Baptists, they have this philosophy called once you're saved, you're always saved. You just say this prayer. You have the secret word. You said the secret words. You've done the secret handshake. Now you're all set. Yeah, it's a terrible belief system. I don't know why they think they could, scam a deity. But it's very popular because if you just say the word, say accept Jesus into your heart. Now you see they come on here and they asked me to do this thing that I've already done. I had been baptized several times because I've said many sinner prayers. When I started out, I didn't know what Christianity was. I had very little knowledge of it. When I was 20, I became a Christian. So I tried everything. I did all of this stuff. And I ended up, eventually in the Ruthenian Byzantine tradition. Let's see here. Good morning, Jeanette, our good friend. Always nice to see our friend Jeanette Harris. Oh, wonderful. XEX is here. Oh, man, where am I at here? Trying to catch up here. Have you thought about the movie? Oh, let me see. Respectfully, I'm not sure if I'd like to compete in the U.S. jewelry market. A lot of it is more oriented on status symbol pieces, like large. Now you're generalizing. We're not all wearing this chunk jewelry around here. That's what we used to call it back in the ghetto. The chunk jewelry. The big giant gold chains. What? We are not. What? You see me have a giant gold chain on here over here? That's a generalization of American jewelry culture. That we all have gold teeth and these big giant gold. Like, well, Mr. T. Yeah, you've been watching too much A Team. You're like, I can't compete with that. Look at Mr. T has all of these gold chains on and these earrings with feathers and things. And look at the hairdos over there. I can't compete with that. I pity the fool. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know much about it. I've my wife wants to get me another wedding ring. She's like, you lost all this weight, and I'm afraid that the ladies are going to go after you. I want you to get you a wedding. She's just joking around because I lost my wedding ring probably about 11 years ago, something like that. Haven't been able to find it, but I'm getting a tungsten one. Tungsten is I told her, give me a tungsten one. So I don't like other metals. I don't really care for them. I don't want my fingers turning colors or anything. I've seen that happen to people. But I guess my favorite would be silver. I want to get like a silver one of these at one day in the future. This might be silver. I don't know. Stainless. It's got to be stainless steel if it is. The demon is here. Good to see you. Who are you possessing today? Well, who is going to step forward and become demon possessed here by our friend? Now, if you're here enjoying it, go up and give that a touch. You see that thumb up there on the top of your screen, right above Keradwin's head here. Give that a touch. See here. Imagine if all the evils were released upon the world, except one, and that one evil was called hope. What? He's got Pandora's box out. Yeah, Pandora's box. Yeah, who put that in the box? Maybe it was Athena. That slipped that in there. Yeah, because Zeus ultimately wanted to destroy men, right? That was because they scammed the fire, right? He's pissed off. He's punishing Prometheus, and as the humans got fire, so someone could conceive an eye of making a woman, Pandora, to give to the man. There was no ladies around. It's just it was a stag party. All these men walking around, their dinglings, right? Making fires and stuff. Everyone was gay until Pandora came, and then they started mixing it up. And so the woman was the thing to deceive all of these gay men on Earth, Pandora. And she brought the box, right? And they opened up the box, and all these terrible things came out. And the last thing that came out was a ray of hope, right? The hope was the thing to defeat all of these things, or to endure them, or to get through them, right? It's an interesting story, right? These stories about blame the woman. It's always the woman's fault. Damn it, Pandora. Look where you've got us today. Christian fundamentalists came out of the box. Your whole family is here, your parents becoming out. Yeah, you don't want to move there. You like your local. Yeah, he's got a beautiful place. He showed us he went out to the ocean the other day, showed it to us on his phone. On our Discord, you should join our Discord channel if you haven't joined yet. A lot of wonderful people on there. A lot of wonderful people. Good morning. Huge Rod is here. What's in his pants? Yes, his name is Huge Rod, right? That's good to hear. Let's see. Your wife is doing her happy dance with coffee. You love it? Yeah, coffee is what everyone does here in the United States every day. Most people. It's always coffee. Yeah, you got family all over China, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, even Poland. Wow, Ryan. That's a lot. Let's see here. You have YouTube weddings and funerals. So strange. Yeah. Well, at least you can do that, right? There was a time when we could not be connected with our loved ones that lived far away, right? Those are more etiquette, must be insane to moderate, I would imagine, right? Live stream funeral. Ultima Lex. It's easier to fool people than to convince people that they have been fooled. Yeah, I think you're onto something. Yeah. Down Under Debbie is here. Deb Richardson is here. She is celebrating Irish culture probably down there. And did they have St. Patrick's Day down there in southern Australia? Uh, Deb here is mostly Irish, aren't you? Right? Your mother lives in Ireland, but you live in Australia, right? Down under. There's no way everyone can get together. The chat is off for funerals. Only comments are on. Interesting. The Magic Cat is here. Good to see you again. Always nice to see the Magic Cat. Hope you are doing well. And T6 Tools. Yes, good morning, Pimp. Good to have you here. He's part of my prostitution ring. Yeah, I lead the processions in the streets. Yeah, and everyone gives me a little chunk of their money. Yeah. Well, I run a male prostitution ring. Some of our wives are dissatisfied with the amount of money we bring home. So my wife forces me to do male prostitution for a living. So I said, why not, get other gentlemen in the neighborhood involved in it, so we can make, we can have a monopoly against the other prostitutes, even the female ones. They heard about the powers of the male prostitutes here in southern Florida. So we are making a killing on the money, and I just charge them 10%. The ones that work under me, that's it, 10%. That's not a lot. I mean, it's just like if they go to church, they're like, well, I got to give you 10%. Now I got to go to church and pay 10 more percent. It's so we're all prostitutes in our own way, I guess, right? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights are here. Good to see you. And let's see here. Shit. Where am I at here? And Robin is here. Happy All Snakes Day. We are remembering all of the snakes that were driven out by Roman Catholic fundamentalism today. Yeah. Jesus says they all go to hell. Oh no, Amy, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You watch your nads in plenty of Christables in hell. Now they get it worse than any more for knowing the truth is sinning still. Do you know how to speak? I can't read what you're saying there. You said something about nads and going to hell. Nads to me are a set of testicles. The gonads, that's part of the testicular reality. So when you're talking about testicles in hell, you're really losing me, right? Do you just dunk them in there or what? You haven't been baptized unless it's been prune juice. Oh man. Yeah, well, every day you get people, we get constipated every now and then. The prune juice is not something foreign to us, right? Sun's out, guns out. We have to wear a tight tank top 80% of the time living in Florida. Yeah, the wife beater. I always spill ketchup and mustard on it from my hot dog, and I'll go to Walmart to fit in with my wife beater. Have my beer belly hanging over. Yeah, I'll wear a wife beater that's just up to over my belly, and everyone can see my belly button as it hangs out as I'm shopping at Walmart. And then I get some pants so everyone can see my ass crack as I'm going through the aisles at Walmart. That's what people dress like here. That's American maker. You have, ladies and gentlemen. They go to the Walmart in their pajamas, and slippers, and some of them, their asses are hanging out. Or you can see through their shirts, and you can see all of their private parts. I mean, it's like a cheap what do they call it? Peep show shop. That's what you're seeing at Walmart. We got we can't afford to go to a real peep show. We'll just go to Walmart, where we can save less, right? That's why they say you save less when you go to Walmart. It's because it's like a poor man's peep show. You just walk through. Everyone's ass cracks are hanging out, or their breasts are hanging out of their shirt. They'll go up to the vegetable aisle. They'll pick up some apples and they'll look up at you while you're like, what am I? How can I not see it? Your breasts are hanging out over the vegetable stand. What am I supposed to do? I'm just here for the bananas. I'm not interested in your breasticles. Oh man, let's see. You can bedazzle people with your prosthetics. Oh, something is not okay with the internet. You don't think so? What's going on? Something is not okay with the internet. What do you think is going on? Is there another conspiracy? No, but as I said, I know that the jewelry market is more diverse than chunky stuff. Just 5% of your orders, that'd be too hard for me to handle. Yeah. You're in a good place, right? Yeah. I can't give you a like. Oh, yeah, because I have a false god by me, right? Can't do in there. You have an idol. Yeah. Don't you have wooden statues or crosses? The diamond studded prosthetics? Oh, that would be something. That would be something. Or, pure gold prosthetics. Let's see. Something is messing your channel. Yeah, it's the devil, right? All right, where am I at here? You're making custom orders, but on your terms. Yeah, that's beautiful that you're able to do that, right? You do it your way. Dax Rex, good to see you. Thank you for your subscription. Always nice to have people come here and you go up and touch that. You see that? That thing right up there? That's where it's at. Oh, excuse me. Um, where did I go here with the chat here? Scrolling through here. She should have bigger cans. Yeah, probably. Yeah. You are making colon cannons today. Look at you. Colon cannons. How does that work? Do you eat like a bunch of fiber and like if you're lactose intolerant, you just like, I'm gonna chug down some milk. Does that make a colon cannon? Interesting. I never heard of that before. Yes, always nice to see you, Robin. And Hobo Rud Runner, Magic Cat. Do you still find some fun in having an Irish themed meal for the day? Yeah, you still do? Yeah, out of the tradition. Yeah, certainly. My mother always did that, or my grandmother. Corned beef and cabbage and stuff like that, or roast, or what are they? Corned beef, yeah, stuff like that. I'm sure that she's doing it. A green beer, get some Guinness. Yeah, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with celebrating your heritage, right? Even though that Saint Patrick is not like the best representative of like a religious reality, he is a cultural symbol. I have no problem with that at all. Maybe I'll do that for my kids tonight. Like, you show them some real Irish food. Your grandmother was Irish, and now to grandma's heritage, yeah. Keradwin and the doctor are the way, yeah. Good morning, Inquisitor Bacon. Making sure everything is not kosher here. Good to have you here. Please don't blaspheme the Holy Spirit. I'm just going to ignore you. Jonathan, he's been doing this for a long time. He'll come on here just to get me to tell him and his God to fuck off. And then he'll say, look, you blaspheme the Holy Spirit. Oh, shit, I got to go down to the bottom here, get this dumbass off of here. Goodbye, jackass. What an asshole. I have all of those words banned, but somehow they get around it. Like I have to go, there's a section on YouTube where you can ban words or letters. So I banned all of those, and still they are able to do this shit. Come on, wake up, YouTube. Oh, where am I at here? All these wonderful people here for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. Oh, man. Let's see here. Trying to catch up to you. It was like a real life sighting of that woman in the movie Norbert. Oh, man. Norbert. Oh, that was hilarious, right? And Eddie Murphy. Was he Norbert? I can't remember who it was. Big Mama's house, You ever see? There he goes again. There he goes again. Let me get him on. He just comes back with a different account. Yeah. All right. I don't know why. You're just going to get banned over and over again. Norbert, right? That was funny. Hercules. You remember that? That's Florida, right? You have all of these large people here sometimes. I don't have a problem with people being large and in charge, but it's kind of like stereotypical when you see barefoot children and they're all like 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds coming out of McDonald's. I mean, it's like this is not a stereotype. This happens here in Southern Florida. Yeah, I don't. Oh my! How many accounts do you have, sir? I mean, this is like the third time he's done this. Yeah, yeah, we get it. You don't like black folks. I mean, you're a sick person, right? Sick person. Let's see here. St. Patrick is affecting the internet. Yeah. Oh man, I'm not pushing any religion here, sir. I'm not pushing any deities. You can believe whatever the hell you want. I don't care. Kedwin here is merely part of the entertainment here. Um, See, I told you, every time I put her up here, she brings these people here. Yeah, I'm like, because look, you bring all of these Christian fundamentalists here. I mean, he's probably got about 20 accounts, I would imagine. Yeah, we're just going to keep banning you, so I don't know why you want to keep doing this. Vixen, just when you see that, just go ahead and ban it if you get it before I do. Swampy, nice to see you. Happy Irish Culture Day. You will be eternally separated from God if you don't repent. Yeah. I've already accepted him. Why do I have to accept him again? Why do you people annoy the shit out of me? I have no problem with Jesus. Jesus is an important part of my life. Now, I don't maybe agree with you on who Jesus is. I don't believe he is the Almighty, but he's certainly a deity for me. I don't have any problem with him at all. You know, Jesus is part of Western culture. He helped me to see, you know, what God is. Every time I thought of a loving person that is good and is a patient and kind, I think of this Jesus reality. I don't know why I have to keep accepting him into my life. I have no problem with Jesus. Let's see, you want to be eternally separate from Yahweh, starting yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, Yahweh is a terrible deity. Cole cannon. It's a traditional Irish dish of potatoes and cabbage. I apologize. Well, you could take a big dump with that too, right? I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm just gonna keep banning you from the channel. I mean, yeah. Sorry, these people come on here like that. He's probably gonna be here for about 20 minutes or so until he runs out of accounts. Then he'll come on and clone a community member and start talking shit. You have to be careful with that. When you see a community member acting strange, it's because their account they have these ways of duplicating names and things. These evil people that are on here. Now just think about this person's life for a moment. That they feel they must come, and I don't mind people showing humor and trolling people and getting people to laugh. This guy is just wicked. I mean, the racist bullshit on here is terrible. It is. So he'll probably be here for about 20 minutes. See, there he goes again. There he goes again. It's sad that you have to be like this. But go ahead. We'll just keep. You're actually helping my algorithm in a way. But I'll just keep blocking you every time you come on. I mean, it's not a big deal for me. So I'm just going to ignore them. This person, Joe here, I'm just going to know that he is cloning accounts. So just ignore them, and they'll go away eventually. If you engage them, if you start talking about them, they'll stick around. So I'm just going to keep banning them as they come in. Yep, there we go. There we go. Right, another time again. I mean, we can just keep doing this. Oh, let's see here. Where are we at? Scrolling through. The Nutty Professor. The skit from the Nutty. Oh yeah, that was fun, right? Not getting spammed by the Eddie Murphy was in Norbert. Yeah. Momo Cupcake is here. Good to see you. Momo Cupcakes, our good friend. How are you doing? It's always nice to see you. Good to have you here for our spiritual entertainment in the morning. Right? They probably got about 20 accounts that they'll go through. Green beer. For a green beer. Yeah, they have that. United States flavored green beer. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we sin every day. Yeah. When you catch a leprechaun, you cannot take your eyes off. One of the things they do over here on this day is people pinch your ass. You can get away with it. Well, I guess you couldn't anymore, but people would pinch your ass over here in the United States if you didn't wear green. They'd say it's a leprechaun doing it. Oh, man. Let's see here repeatedly. Yeah, mine's set to block that, but they have single letters, so it goes through. Yeah. You found a snake a few years ago, so he didn't banish all of the snakes from Ireland. Yeah, I would imagine. Oh, my goodness here. Look at this person. He is very racist. He's got a Jewish rabbi for his image. What a sick person. Yeah. Let's see here. Trying to make my way through this crap on here. The one thing I'm not looking forward to seeing on my channel, I despise disrespect towards anyone. Opinions are one thing. Yeah, people are rabid on here. They are rabid. I mean, they're really evil. You know, really wicked and evil. Right? Let's see, where am I at here? Yeah, you can make an account in 30 seconds. Yeah. It's probably going to keep doing it. Make a limited on chats per minute. Well, you can, in a minute, you could pull out 50 easy. Let's see here. Vixen, the Serpent of Anubis is here. Good to see you, our good friend. The Serpent of Anubis. Well, you're getting many views and interactions for YouTube algorithm boost. Yeah, it does boost it up. Yeah, there he goes again. There we go. He's got all Jewish names. What an asshole. Oh, man. Jesus is God. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. You're trying to help? Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. You're just being an asshole here. I'm not interested in your version of Jesus. Your version of Jesus is terrible. He's manipulative, and you keep trying to get me in hell. Why can't we have like a Jesus who is all right with all people, right? Why do we have to one that like doesn't like gay people, right? A Jesus that hates certain people. You know, there are a lot of people of diversity that go to church. They have no problem with Jesus. They have no problem. Their problem is how it's delegated to people. The idea, all of these people of diversity that go to church, they have transcended the idea of what they find in the Bible as the appropriate response. The God of the Bible is terrible. The way it talks about divinity is terrible. But the idea of God is not bad. The idea of a Jesus, a compassionate being that's interested in loving you, no matter what you do, you are loved. And that's an important reality that a lot of people that are of diversity that still go to church, they embrace. They're like, God loves me for who I am, right? That's how I see the Christ. Now, he loves you, but he might not agree with what you're doing. And eventually, the idea of like a judgment is one where he helps you to deal with what you have done. There's never a God who wants to destroy you, who needs to save you from itself. I think those are terrible ideas, but I have no problem with Jesus. Jesus was very helpful to me to put a face on what divinity is. And when I've studied the Bible, I've read it, and I still think about in terms of this reality of Christ. Now, I'm not a Christian. I don't go to church. I don't feel the need to go out and tell everyone about it. But it's been very helpful to me to see a divinity, to put a face on it as a compassionate being. So that's why I tell people that Jesus is an archetype of divine fatherhood, and that will always be a part of my life. I have my own version that is not subject to what is written down. When you start subjecting it to what is written, then you're going to have an asshole version. Let's see. Yeah. Heb K5. Geez. You didn't think the racist thing was real? Yeah, no, that is very real. In the United States, the Irish Catholics, that was a very real thing, a very real form of discrimination. It's not no more, but it was when all the Irish immigrants came over here. They were treated as second-rate citizens. I mean, they didn't have, they weren't allowed to drink out of the same water fountains. I mean, that's how bad it was with Irish people that came over here. You're going to have to make a spell. Uh-oh, you're going back into your witchy ways, Fiona. You got out the Irish cauldron back out. You're going to put some corned beef and cabbage in there and conjure it all up. Robot Wolfie, good to see you. Your ex's parents told me I was going to burn in hell for your ways. Yet what struck me as funny is 3 of the churches they were banned from, I was invited to speak with the parish because of your views, right? Interesting. What parish was that? Was that around here? Yeah, we've been to a few of churches around here in parishes. Because we before we became Ruthenians, we were Romans. See, the guy is persistent. Yeah. I and the Father are one. That's how I see it. And you and the Father are one too. When Jesus says, I am the only way, that means you are the only way. If you are not living the life, no one sees the Father. Yeah. They'll interpret it a different way because they don't understand what logos means. When Jesus is talking about being the logos, that's a universal principle. That's in all human beings. The idea of Christ consciousness, right? You'd be fascinated with one word. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it'd be better if you took a different approach with your trolling. Take the racism part out and do private parts only, like PENIS over and over again. Now that would be funny to me. I would let that happen if you want to do that. My moderators might kick you out, but I would think it would be funny to put like penis over and over again. I mean, the racist stuff, it just gets you banned right away. No one laughs at it. I mean, you're just being an asshole. Let's see. Dagda is king. He reigned for 80 years. Yeah. You get some shamrocks here and send them back. Is karma threefold? That isn't all that Jesus said about it. John, you're talking racist and Christian fundamentalists coming hand in hand to disrupt my stream. Yeah, look what you're doing, Kedadwin. See, I told you when Kedadwin's image is up, it gets wild. The fundamentalists just roll in. You notice the difference. Yesterday I had the bunny picture up. Where were they? Very few, right? Kedadwin is here. They all come. One particularity in Polk City asked me about things, and I explained them. He asked me to speak to his parishioners because they took the Bible in a literal sense. I said to them, they are all your flock. Well, what I knew a lot of the priests around here. So which one was it? There's a lot of them. Now I could see one doing that. That would probably be Father Roos. He was St. Matthew's. He was more a person of diversity and didn't like fundamentalism. He was a Roman priest around here. He's now a missionary in somewhere in the islands south of Florida. Maybe there's a way to cause a chat to be sent every 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I mean, these people come and they go. They come and they go on here. We are all children of God. That makes you what? Divine. That's right, Vixen. Oh, shit. Where am I at? Because these are sins. So what? You're not sinning? Why are you telling me about sins, when you're tossing off under a pillow every night? Please go away. Scientists, each time he tries, he will get tripled back. Fiona's casting curses upon you. She's got her broom out in her black magic cauldron, all ready to go at you. Scientists have proven that this troll has a rice grain-sized nose. In his breath smells of cabbage. Oh man, what about his bowel movements? And be not conformed to this world. Yeah, I like this world. My God made it. Words are actions that create annoyance, create rebound energy. Yeah. The whole message in the storybook is to love one another. It's the one that missed most of his Christian cult practitioners. Wow. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Good morning. Yo Maple, our good friend, is running around on the back of his moose, chugging down maple syrup. Good to have you here. Council of Gods is whatever. Yeah, believe it. Believe what you want. See, they're always saying that's a misrepresentation. They have no real scholarship at this side. They've never done their homework. They watch a YouTube video and they get a boner. And they're like, oh, this is it, right? They've never done the research themselves. They're all going on secondhand information. Let's see. There's demons living inside of me. Yes, cast them out then. Go ahead. I'm waiting. If there's demons living inside, I give you permission, Jonathan, to cast them out of me. Please, I am waiting. Please do your exorcism, sir. I submit to you that you have the power to cast them out. Please do so. I bet nothing will happen. See, these people are full of shit. They'll say, that's probably because there's demons in you. And then they don't do anything about it. People come to me with a demon. I will help them. Not Jonathan. Let's see. I am enslaved, then cast the demons out. Go ahead. I forget the names of the churches, Bart. I just don't follow them because the ideas are wrong. They got the forgiveness. They go out and kick the first person they see. Yeah, a lot of people are like that. But you have, in every religion, you have assholes. But then there's good people in all religions. There's always someone that is doing their best to love the deity and to love other people. That is, doesn't matter what religion. There's always these people that are living it, right? They don't need to memorize it. They don't need to go around telling people because they're living it. One of my favorite Christian saints, Saint Seraphim of Seraph, you want everyone to be saved. Acquire the spirit of peace, and then all around you will find salvation. Where are these people in Christianity? They're living double lives and not following it. It's really sad, right? Now nobody follows it perfectly, but you when you're living a life of love, you're doing your best, right? There's no, like, if I guarantee, if I ask Jonathan here, in a percentile, are you following Jesus with your whole life 100%? he would probably say, well, maybe 90 or 80. That's not following. You're either following him or you're not. You don't do it half-assed. He's either the Lord or he's not the Lord, Jonathan. These people are hypocrites, right? It makes them feel like they're following by annoying the shit out of you with their religion. It makes them feel like they're accomplishing something. If you're not living the life, all your words are in vain. They don't help people. Going around trying to put guilt trips on people doesn't help people. It makes them worse than you are. Now they have your guilt and they're still living a shitty life and still being assholes. And they're making other feeling guilty about it, right? He can set you free. Well, as I've said here time and time again, I'm very Christianized, sir. I don't have a problem with Jesus. Now, I don't know what I believe about him. How much was he a deity? Was he not a deity? These things I don't think are required of me. All I know is that I'm loved by this reality of the Christ. I don't need to explain it. I don't need to understand it. And I know that he will still love me. I don't have to have the right ideas about it. I don't need to believe he was born of a virgin in order to be loved by him. I mean, these are all control mechanisms that are given to you. They say, if you don't believe that he was born of a virgin, then you are doomed, right? Why would he give a shit? Where are we at? All hail the beautiful Ceridwen. Yes. Ceridwen is a wonderful goddess. You can see this very beautiful crafted statue of her. It's like $75 and it's tiny as hell. Like, I want something like a big statue of Ceridwen if I'm going to get one. And then I will pay $75 for it. Not this little tiny thing that you can put on your miniature Ceridwen. No, thank you. All right, where am I at here? All these wonderful people. Oh my goodness, here. Scrolling through here, trying to catch up to your comments. Yeah, Ceridwen is wonderful. Praise Ceridwen. This was First Baptist Church. Oh, okay. Then I wouldn't know anything about that. I thought you were going to a Catholic, because you were Roman Catholic, weren't you? At one time. Don't skip out on breakfast. Yeah. One of the others was the Church of the Mall. Oh, I remember that one. You had that was a huge Baptist church. The Church of the Mall. That was a huge one over there in Lakeland. Yeah. I mean, that was ridiculously large. The Church of the Mall. Yeah, this mall had shut down, and the Baptist church bought the mall, and they did all of their stuff there. They used the entire mall. Repentance is necessary. Then why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? Why are you here annoying us? Why aren't you out fasting and praying right now and doing works of charity? You're just annoying the shit out of people on YouTube. That's not really religious work. That's just being a nuisance to people. I mean, we've told you time and time again, we're not interested in your religion. And what you're doing is being rude. What if I came to your house every day and started talking about Ceridwen all the time? You have to receive the cauldron. Come to the goddess. You would be annoyed by it, right? You're not helping me want to convert to your evil Jesus. I'm not interested in it. All nature loves and celebrates the true Creator. We are not separated from the love of the Creator. Yeah. All right, take care, Fiona. Take care. Our Irish witch farmer Fiona the witch. She's got a cauldron out now. People have pissed her off. Jesus Christ's sacrifice on the cross is necessary to appease the angry deity. Think about that for a moment, what you're saying here, that you need to appease a deity. You have to be saved from the god. Why would I want a god that I need to be saved from? If he has all of this power, why can't he just come down here and make himself known to me in the way that he appreciates? Right? Why do I have to hear it from you? Your God's quite powerless. If you like the live, support the vibe. Give the bot a like and a subscribe. Look at that. Got it in rhyme. You see that there? That thumb up here above Cadadwin? That's what you got to push. Yeah, I do this every day. I appreciate people that can push that button. Let's see. Yeah. Take care, Ryan. Thank you for being here. Homer Flanders is here. Good to see you. Homer Flanders. Good to have you here. He does never understood that it takes less energy to spread love and joy than it does to spread hatred. Yeah, certainly. Hail Woden, wise father, who walks in the mists. We have lots of Norse pagan people here. The world is only as unkind as we allow ourselves to be. Food for thought. Yeah, don't be a dick. Yeah. You are of your father, the devil. Yes, I am. Yeah, I am just like my devil. Yeah, see here. Who is Jesus telling that to when he said, you are of your father, of the devil? It was people annoying the shit out of others with their religion. They'd go around and whine about it and tell people to believe it their way. And when they did, they were just as evil as they were. Going around putting guilt trips on people. You're not helping people here. You're not helping Jesus. You're just being an asshole, as usual. And you're going to get banned here eventually. Vixen won't tolerate it anymore and will ban you. Oh, man. Where are we at here? All these wonderful people here. Oh, my goodness. You like mushrooms? They are yummy. Yeah. I like them in my salad. I like them in my spaghetti. I love mushrooms. Yeah. And the kind that gets you high. Yeah. Let's see. Stop being a doom gloomer. Yeah. Yeah. You see, he said I had a devil earlier. I'm still waiting for the exorcism. I said, I submit to your exorcism. Please do your exorcism powers. And nothing has happened yet. I mean, he must be full of shit as normal. That's good advice, by the way. A healthy breakfast, even small, helps keep the body energized. Yeah. Where are we at here? Scrolling through here. Oh, man. Stop being... yeah, you're getting blocked. There you are. It's okay to be a fundy lurker, but drop a like. Yeah. Let's see. Cherry is here. Cherry the Blair Witch. Good to see our witchy friend. Good to see you. Being holier than thou is a sin. It's all so ironic, these fundies, yeah. Is this a D&D channel? No. I have D&D music in the background, don't I? My D&D channel is at Realmscape. That's my D&D channel. We play every Friday night on YouTube, live stream it. We have a good time. Always laughs, always having fun. Professor Farnsworth always says, good news, everyone, before an almost impossible delivery. You're not buying it? Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Crazy Carl is here. Good to see you, Crazy Carl. Your family moved from Rhode Island to Florida years back. They still had the witch burning and torture devices in Massachusetts. I learned from an uncle that that still lives in Massachusetts. It's sick, right? Sick people. That burning, it is supposed to be a peaceful religion, unless you're a witch. Then they'll burn you alive. They would still do that today if they could get away with it, right? They would certainly try to burn me alive because I'm accused of being a witch all the time. I just practice druidry, but that's still witchcraft to them, right? Witches are my neighbors. The thumb isn't there for you on YouTube. The app is broken. You have to keep refreshing chat too. Oh shit! I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Well, yeah, glad that you're commenting. That helps too. Let's see. No good God would create a place like hell. Yeah, I agree. Have them, and they still have the laws in place to prevent witchcraft. They still have witchcraft laws on the books. Look at that. That's right up there with the anti-sodomy laws in the United States and anti-witchcraft laws. They're ready to enforce them if they could get away with it, right? Good thing we have a Supreme Court decisions that don't allow people to be burnt alive and be punished, right? Oh man, Ninja Jones. Where are we at here? That seemed to work. Cheers, Maple. Really starting to feel my inner Floki here. Oh, here it comes out, right? Demons need to exercise too. Nobody likes a couch potato demon. Yeah, go ahead and do your exorcism, sir. You said I had a demon. We are waiting. We are waiting for, let's see here. Where do you form your belief system? When I go outside, I start forming my belief system. When I see what is there in my grove, that's where I start formulating my belief system. Whatever deities reveal themselves to me, that begins. I'm not going to go believe in them unless they make themselves known to me. I don't want to play make-believe. Make-believe doesn't get you anywhere. So that's how going into my grove is how I form my belief system. Trampus, Bowmaster, a walking work of Celtic art, head to toe, with Celtic tattoos in every place, even the secret places. Good to see you, our good friend. And he has a wonderful channel with goats. If you like goats, everyone loves goats, right? He has wonderful channel of goats. So if you're interested in goats, the thing, are you trying to make a living on your goat videos? One suggestion I would have is for your YouTube shorts to make them shorter, because people they don't like a lot of them. If you want to make, if you're just doing it as a work of art for people who are interested in it, it's no big deal. But if you're trying to make a living off of YouTube, the shorter the better, because that's the span of intelligence most people have when they're doing this. Oh, look at the goat. Oh, yes, I like that. It's going too long. I'm just gonna. That's how people think on here. So if you're just to keep it, make some shorter ones. Have longer ones, but also have shorter ones, like real short cuteness videos of your goats, and that might be helpful to your channel. Let's see. Yeah, many diverse people are here, Seth. That's right. They told us as children they tied the witches up the room in the water. If they drowned, they were innocent. If they floated, they were guilty. Yeah, sick people, right? Sick. Yeah, this is the Christian religion. If there were no laws in place, in secular laws, they would be burning people alive. This is how they operate. They would torture you if you don't want to follow their religion. If there were not laws, they would certainly be doing this. The religion is not good. Jesus said to follow all the commands. Modern Christian apologists will say, we only follow the 10, but their ancestors weren't following the 10. They were following all of the laws. They're like, if you are gay, they would take you out and stone your ass. The religion is terrible. It is terrible in its book form. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Yeah, scrolling through. You like to laugh? We should less serious sometimes. Yeah. Where's Vix? Is Vixus here? I didn't see Vixus come in. I'm sorry if I miss you. If you were accused of being a witch, you are dead. No innocent person. Yeah. USOBS. Right loves. Thank you. Thank you. To like on a mobile, you can either double tap the screen or tap on the three dots in the top right. If you're having struggles, if this doesn't appear to you, the thumb on the top, you do this, and that will bring it a like. Yeah. Thank you for the three dots in the corner as well. Yeah, I appreciate people that can do that, because that helps me to make a living. You're not making just go to entertainment, so you're just doing it as a hobby and art. So then disregard everything I said. Um, yeah, beautiful, beautiful animals he has on his farm. Let's see. You love that YouTube made absolutely certain the like button was accessible no matter what, but they can't add more emojis without causing bugs. Oh, really? Really? You're rolling one right now? You're rolling up a reefer? Well, good for you. Make sure it's got green papers because it is the Irish Cultural Heritage Day in many places. There was a movie called Mark of the Devil. It's an old movie, but the story was taken from excerpts, documented trials, and accusations of the craft. It's a bit uneasy, but true event. Yeah, it's terrible. Is St. Patrick's Day a dark day in Druidry? Not at all, because all the Druids were wiped out by the Romans. You know, the bards continued on the cultural memory, but the Romans destroyed Druidry at the higher level. All the Druids were wiped out. So nope, St. Patrick, all he did was deal with the pagans. You check the three dots, and it's definitely like, thank you, Gilded Gov, appreciate that. Emojis and GIFs will break YouTube, really. They're more complicated features, really. I think it is time for the tortoise. I will be right back for your tortoise entertainment. Let me go get her out of her cage. Here she comes. Here comes the tortoise. She was completely buried in her coconut chips that we have for her. There she is. Look at she. Why did you get me out of there? I was completely buried. I was comfortable, and now you have brought me here for everyone's entertainment privilege. Look at how adorable she is. There she is, my tortoise. Oh, she loves that. Good shell scratching. You enjoy that, don't you? Yes, you do. Look at it. Oh, head scratchers. Oh, she loves that. Look at that. Oh, she loves the head scratchers. Oh, yes, she does. There she is. For your entertainment privilege, one of the mascots of our program here, Mrs. Tortoise, sister to Mr. and Mrs. Bunny, who are downstairs. There she is. What an awesome creature she is. Look at that. How beautiful that shell is. Look at that. All right. Back to your cage, madam. Oh, you got all of this just over. Okay. All right. Put some water in it. All right, coming back to you. It's going to be a cold day today. Got to get that heat lamp on for her. One of the winter's last push today here in the south, in central Florida. Winter's last push down south. So it's going to be, what is it? It's like 50 degrees outside right now. Very cold. Let's see here. Where am I at? All these people love the tortoise, right? Tortoise love. Let's see here. All the tortoise emojis. Yeah, we love our tortoise here. Beautiful creature she is, right? I love animals. I am a big lover of animals. As some of you know, that is my goal in life, is to, if I make it big here on YouTube, which we're doing pretty good. We get about 1,000 subscribers a week. And my goal eventually is, if I make a lot of money on here, is to get a rescue farm. So those people who are here and are interested in helping me accomplish that goal, there's a join button over there. You can give me a cup of coffee a month. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could support what I do, and you get access to our Discord server. You get all of these cool emojis and things. And so think about being a community member. Hail the ladyship of the tortoise. Your day is not complete without a visit from Lady Tortoise. Yes, she has all of these wonderful fans. And if you haven't seen it yet, I made a cute video of her called Tortoise Attack. She attacks you with cuteness. She sits under her pile of coconut sheddings, and she's looking up. When she hears my voice, she starts like moving around in her body because she gets all excited. So you can see her moving her arms, and you have the Jaws music in the background. I made it like a few days ago. If you want to go look in my YouTube shorts, there's where it says shorts on here. You'll find my Lady Tortoise video called Tortoise Attack. Let's see here. Yeah, good to have you here, Brainless. Torquemada the Grande Inquisitor during the Spanish Inquisition burned and tortured and tormented anyone who would not convert in the name of God. It was one of the things that forced folks to change faith. Yeah, Christianity is not a good religion as an institution. You see what it does. It is a tool of destruction. So St. Patrick's Day, it has a dark side to it, right? For most people, it's just a celebration of cultural heritage. But he was leading a crusade of destroying people's culture and heritage, paganism, right? Some even say Gnosticism. There was like a lot of Gnosticism during that time in Ireland. She is lovely. We love our tortoise. I don't remember where I read that. I don't even know if it's true, but that I remember hearing about that the snakes represented like Gnosticism. The earth is a giant turtle. I reject your reality and substitute it with my own. Yeah, that's what I have to do every day. Let's see, the churches in Europe are becoming unoccupied. Yeah, because no one's interested in it anymore. Yeah, once people realize what Christianity is, they don't want to be a part of it anymore, right? That's why I'm not a Christian. I think it is a terrible religion. Not that Jesus was terrible. If you were to summarize Druidry, what would you say about earth-based spirituality? That's my quickest definition of it. Mordecai, a Roman Catholic fundamentalist friend, is here. You say the best movie about Celts, The Viking Queen from 1967, the Hammer film, which is what I don't remember that one. Last time I saw Celtic stuff in a movie was that one of the King Arthurs. You had Queen Boudica in there. I forgot how that was a long time ago, and that one was out. See, ELP is here. Now everything is complete. That our good friend ELP is amongst us. Among us. The tortoise attack was a cute clip. You enjoyed it? Yeah, we love animals here. We really do. Let's see here. We never separated from God. Jonathan, stop spreading false propaganda. Yeah, he's trying to be St. Patrick here. I don't want to spend eternity with Yahweh. He's a terrible God. I mean, if you read what he does without any interpretation by your religion, if you just take the book, and I challenge anyone to do this, if you are religious, if you think your Bible will stand apart from your interpretation of it, you, read it as it is, and take like a ruler to measure the acts of the deity, like the fruit of the Spirit in the New Testament. The fruit of the Spirit is all of like love, joy, peace. Go through the Old Testament and everything that God does, judge it by these fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long suffering. You will find this God fails all the way through, even in the New Testament. You won't find that there. People who practice love, joy, and peace don't destroy trees, right? Like Jesus did. I mean, people that they don't torture you in fire, right? You will find, I guarantee, any people you think your Bible will hold water, if you just read it outside of your religious interpretation, the God in it is not good. Why can't you see that? When I look at Zeus going around raping people, I say that's not a good religion. What's going on there? That's not good. Or Odin doing it. Odin going around raping people. No, not a good religion, right? Why can't you do that? Why can't you be critical of your own? Now, you could say there's certainly good ideas in the Bible about God that you certainly can find, just like you can in other mythologies, like about Zeus. There's a lot of good stuff about Zeus in, way that there's the different mythologies that are out there. But if you take it as this is how he really is, then you're screwed. You are screwed, because you have all in these religions. You don't have this personal connection to the divine. You have a God who demands things from you. Like Odin wouldn't be interested in you as a person unless you have something to offer, like you can go out and kick ass. The way that we treat deities today is much different than our ancestors did. But if the problem with the ancestors, like in Christianity, everything is what God is doing, right? You have to transcend the mythology to the archetype. And that's when you could say, I am a Christian, I love God, but I recognize that this stuff in the Bible is not good, doesn't represent the archetype. And that's what you have to do. And a lot of modern pagan people do that. Like Odin is now their personal Lord and Savior. Stuff like that. It's more personable than it was thousands of years ago, the people's religion. But if you take it as it is, if you read the mythology, just about every mythology about a father is terrible, except the Dagda. The Dagda is the only one, because he doesn't do any raping or pillaging or anything. He is just a normal fatherly like figure. I see my life in the Dagda. I mean, he's filled with humor. He is flawed, and yet he's got all of these abilities to bring peace in the world. Oh man, it's Willow and Phil here. They're always eating cabbage, right? Oh man, where are we at? Jonathan's death is guaranteed with life. Yeah. Willow and Phil are here eating their cabbage soup. You have a batch of celery pies today. Always spreading, and trying. They're on a mission to end constipation. Willow and Phil. They're going out into all the world, telling people to eat Metamucil and things. Do you put Metamucil in your soup, Willow and Phil? Right. Gwendolyn is here, the high priestess of the orchard. Aes Sedai. Good to have you here. You live live from inside your classroom. Oh, we're in the classroom today. We are teaching the children. Glad that you're doing this great work of sharing the mysteries of science. Yeah, hit the join button. Join the Bardians for a small price of a cup of coffee. You could become a Bardian. Look at that. Your kids are in the library right now. Oh, neat. Running around. That was always fun. We loved going on those library trips in school, not for the books, just to get out of class, right? Enjoying the books. Oh man, making out in the back aisles of the library where the teachers can't see. Um, let's see here, Sheik. Good to see you, our good friend, the Sheik. Good to have you here, our friend, for your spiritual entertainment in the morning. You may stay. Yes, come on and sit down. Have some tea. Yes. Tea for you, coffee for me. And let's see here. Good morning, all these wonderful people here. Beautiful background today. You like this Caradon here? Yeah, it's a beautiful image. But as usual, Caradon is always bringing these Christian fundamentalists here. She always does this. She's like, we're going to bring them in today. You don't think Moses saw a burning bush? Yeah. You think he was burning it himself? Best herb meals in many ways? Yeah. Yeah. There's no real archaeological evidence for a Moses, in my opinion. I think he was just made up. There might have been like a Moses person, but there's no, all of these things that you find in the Bible, there's, very little evidence for their reality. Like we talked the other day about the town of Nazareth is just not real. They made all of that shit up because they translated poorly the Bible. The writings that were written down these in these individual communities, it was on the cross. It said Jesus the Nazorian, but they interpreted it as Jesus of Nazareth. Oh, someone at some point, well, Nazareth must be a city. Let's make it all up and rewrite our material to make Nazareth a real place. All of this editing continued to be done for many, many centuries amongst these various writings to help them to make sense to the people. There was no Nazareth. It was based on a bad translation, Jesus the Nazorian. That was a specific group of Jews that were into First Temple revival. They wanted to bring back the old ways, the old traditions. They didn't recognize the Second Temple as a valid place. They saw it as corrupt. That's why he went in there and started tossing shit over and purified the temple. That whip that he had, that you can read about that in the priest scroll. You dip it in blood and you purify. It was made out of cord, right? That's how you purify a temple. So that's what he was doing, tossing the tables over. He brings in the cord, not to whip people with, or the animals. It was just a three-bound, it was a bound of cord. That the instructions for it are all in what is called the priest scroll, which was part of the Bible of the Essenes, the covenant community of love, or whatever they call themselves. The Dead Sea Scroll people, they had their own Bible, which was different than the one you have today. They had it their own. This was all of these Jewish communities had their own particular Bibles, and for them, that they were against the temple. They were against the priesthood there. They saw it as corrupt. And that's how you see Jesus presented it. The priests were the enemies, right? They were the ones being corrupt. So there's a reason for that. Because Jesus was a Nazorian. He wasn't from Nazareth. That was a mistranslation. And then they had to make up a whole new city for their mistranslation of what took place there. There's been a lot of scholarly research and Christians trying to prove that it's real, but they cannot. The historical evidence does not support Nazareth as a real place. It is now because they obviously they built upon the idea they had a monastery there. They found some old well or something, but there's no evidence for any towns or places there at all. The Bible is not a reliable historical document. It might have historical things in it, but it tells somebody's story that they want you to understand. All right. Where am I at? Happy Tuesday to you as well. Aries was pretty chill. Yeah. That's why I'm eclectic. I take good from these different, ditch the ugly stuff, and dwell in peace. I really do see a common thread of goodness in each session. And it's always some crackpot ideas. Yeah, that's how I operate as well. Oh man, you're putting carrots in your cabbage soup? Yeah, don't be a zombie. Like this spiritual comedy. Yeah. Comedy and spirituality here every day for you, right? Sometimes more than the other. Depends on how high I get, right? But go up, double tap the screen. Appreciate you being here. You never acquired a taste for cabbage. Your mother loved eating it, especially cabbage rolls. Oh my. Yeah. It is an acquired taste, I would say. Even eating lettuce in general, like some of the greens we eat, it's all an acquired taste, right? Baking soda and vinegar volcanoes. Oh, that's fun. I've done those experiments with my kids. Sheik is CM Sheik is here. Good to see you, CM Sheik. Good to see you again. Lots of kids really like get books out. They race to go. Oh, very nice, very nice. Best way to start the day is with us. They got D&D books in your library. That's nice. Yeah, I remember when I was a child, I would always go for the choose your own adventure books. I have a collection that I've preserved to this day of that I've purchased throughout the years. I don't buy them anymore. I mean, it's getting too far away. When you open some of these books, they fall apart. That's how old these. I mean, that they've reprinted some of them. I have some of the reprints as well. But I have I have Choose Your Own Adventures. I have Which Way books, Time Machine. There's the old, before he wrote Goosebumps, R.L. Stine did these adventure books like The Badlands of Hark. He's got a twist-a-plot adventures that R.L. Stine wrote. That I don't know if you knew that. I have a whole bunch of those. I used to have the Dungeons and Dragons ones. What were they called? Endless Quest. I gave my brother the collection that I had a long time ago. But these books are, my kids don't want to read them. They rather play video games. But we didn't have like video games and stuff. These were what we had. These game books that were, some of them got real intense. Like you have the, what do they call it? They had the Middle Earth Quest series. That one you'd have to do pencil and paper. That was a lot of fun. There's a huge map. And you'd have the map that it was in the book, but you draw it out. And every one of the tiles was numbered. And you had the option to go to any of these tiles. It was very open-ended, which was a lot of fun, the Middle Earth Quest books. And then you'd turn to the page in the book, and then you'd roll the dice that you'd have at home to see how you'd interact with the environment, with whether a battle, and then you'd get equipment on the way. It was a lot of fun, the Middle Earth Quest books that they had. And what was it? Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf was a huge, very popular series of game book. Some of you probably are familiar with, that time period in the 80s and 90s. Lots of fun, right? Zork was another one. Let's see. Black Loki is here. Good to see you. Good to have you here. We need the other Lokis. We need some diversity. You got to bring the other Lokis back with you next time. We miss pink and purple Loki especially. Let's see. Hail the goddess. May her love rain down on us all. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you being here and being part of our community. Jathleen, how are you doing? Good to see you. Always nice to hear from you. Your nephew is visiting today. You're excited to spoil him. Very beautiful, beautiful. How are you going to do that? Twisted in directions. Interesting. One of the most edited books in existence. Yeah, the Bible. If you want to know the most edited and translated book in the world, retranslated, is the Bible. It's been edited since it came out. Thousands, I'd say about 20, somewhere between 3,000 and now. It started being formed, right, with oral storytelling. And it's the most edited. These stories, some of them were never meant to be written down. They were oral traditions, right? And they sound funny. We're out there on the paper. You started reading pre-Christian Greco-Roman mythology, and you start finding the entire biblical narrative sprinkled through the stories. Yeah, it is. All of these myths that were told, you find a lot of it in the New Testament, right? Everyone copied off of the Greeks. Everyone did. The Greeks probably copied off people too. See, spoil the Pokemon cards. Oh man. First MK Ultra document. Yeah, to control people. Jesus is the only Jesus for me. Oh my, where am I at here? At about 20 minutes or so left here. Rome was not cohesively Christian. Let's see here. Damn it, I just lost that comment. Like the rose-colored views, there were still large populations of old faith and secular life. Disputes and dogma were ripe and it's well documented, certainly. Yeah, the history is all there, right? Jesus was metal. He hung with sex workers and preached love and kindness, generosity. He healed who needed and fed who needed. Yeah, he was a person that you could touch, a person that you could experience, right? He wasn't this person that's so far from humanity, right, that you have to be cleansed to get to him. Yeah, like and subscribe, folks. Mithra was still popular, same story of Jesus, yeah. And Atticus was another one. That was like a major religion right prior to Christianity about this dying and rising again deity. He was like a fertility deity that cut his nuts off and bled everywhere, and something like that. Came back to life. Everyone, like what you see in a modern during this time in Lent, and then you get to the Good Friday and Holy Saturday and Easter, right? It was the same type of rituals they were doing. They were mourning, and then they would rejoice at the rising of their God. These liturgical rites were the foundation for the liturgy of the Christians. They borrowed from it, and that's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, but it's connected. It's not like pure. The idea that this Bible and Christian tradition is not influenced is really ridiculous. History, it needs to should be shown, yeah, and allow people to make their own decisions, yeah. If you have some boiled bacon and then cook the cabbage in the same pot, it's something else. Add some white parsley sauce. Ooh, look what you're conjuring up, Fiona. May the cauldron bless us with the light of the hour. Yes, the great cauldron upon the earth. Even down to the statue conflicts within Rome, scholars wrote about it, all sides. Yeah, you had what was called the iconoclasm, which is mostly influenced Eastern Christianity. Yeah, they're getting rid of the icons because they were heavily influenced by Islam. It said you can't have images and things. It's wrong, right? That affected the tradition. All of these things happen, right? And then they eventually came up with it's okay to have icons. They had a council about it, but Islam brought that into the Eastern tradition. Choose your own adventures were our video games. Yeah, that's all we had. Let's see here. Cave of Time, that was like one of my favorites. Or Return to the Cave of Time. Or the what was it called? The Forbidden Castle. Romulus, for instance, he born of a virgin in a basket, riverbed, escaped death. Yeah, it's all repeated. right? Always repeat it. You love the Lone Wolf books as well? Yeah, those are really good. And there was one, what was the one with the ninja? There was a ninja series. Um, I remember it vividly as dropping poison drops. You had to go assassinate someone, and you drop poison drops. There was this ninja book series that was really good. I can't remember the name of it though. It is said to see books vanishing, everything going electronic. Yeah, I hate reading. Personally, I hate it. I'd rather read the material. Now, Trampus, you are a member of Obit. You get the material or electronic, or you can do both. I chose both because you can do it all on the internet before your books get there. But I really enjoy reading off of the books and the paper as opposed to read. It just doesn't do it for me. Sometimes I can get a headache by reading too much on the screen. Yeah, I'm an old-fashioned book person. You built a personal library study. Yeah, mine is my closet. I have all of these stacked up books. Eventually, I need to donate them because I'll never use them again. It's all like theology and stuff like that. I want to donate it to a local church or something. Reading makes you cool. You tried ebooks, you prefer the hard copy as well. There's something, sitting down with a book, it just has this effect, right? Than looking at it on a screen or reading. It's different for me. Not for you. You like reading on the computer screens. SPVXK. You are all for the screens. It's more convenient for you. Um, let's see here. Three. You like your Kindle, but your print books you have on shelves. Yeah. Paperbacks or hardcover, smell of the paper, the occasional paper cut, turning the page, the nostalgia, right? Yeah. Yeah. Hash Brown Dave, survivor of the Hash Brown incident of 99. He is a survivor. I mean, surviving such an experience. And now he is able to talk about his struggles with that tragic incident with the Hash Browns. The Egyptians of Kemet deities are interesting. Yeah. You don't like audiobooks or digital copies? May music fill your heart. May luck bring you cheer. May God's brightest blessing shine on you all year. Thank you, Fiona. Very nice little presentation there. You love your audiobooks? That's how you get a lot of reading done. Yeah. When you're driving, playing the audiobooks. Yeah. Yeah. My wife likes listening to the like true crime stuff. When you were a kid, everything you learned was from Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah, remember those commercials? You had that long-haired hippie guy selling you the Encyclopedia Britannica. I don't know if some of you remember that, but that's what most people had. And now it's online, right? Much more information stated by, yeah, you had everything in the books, right? Everything was there for you, right? The last book you read was We Don't Die by George Anderson. It's about NDA's personal reflections on life after death. Subtitled Conversations with the Other Side. You love poems. It's far from the heart, and it's from the heart in pure feelings. Yeah. Are you Gnostics? Why would we be Gnostics here? I don't understand why someone would come into a spiritual comedy channel. Are you Gnostics? Is that what you ask when you go to parties? Hello, everyone. Are you Gnostics? You grew up with encyclopedias and those animal wild, yeah. And the favorite are the National Geographic section at the library, right? Because if you were a young man, that was like your first contact with nudity. Yep. Your students are coming back. All right, take care. Stephen, the skeleton crew. Oh my. It's one of your favorites. The luck of the Irish be with you all. Stay blessed and full of cheer. Health and prosperity. Cheer to you all. Thank you, Fiona. Fiona's conjuring the luck out of her cauldron today. We appreciate you, Fiona. Oh, let's see here. Where am I at? All these wonderful people here. It's always good to have these conversations, right? You went with paper just to have a hard copy. You don't trust the electronic stuff, yeah. I'm going to bind the Guias into a hardcover when the course is completed. Yeah, I have like a whole shelf just to pile all of them piling up. There's cute little boxes that they have that you can buy, but I've given them enough money. I don't want to keep throwing money at it. Well, the light from the screen is actually bad for your eyes. That's true, right? It's probably why I get a headache if I'm reading too long, right? A good read is A Boy No More by Harry Mazer. Sensitive and obscure topics from the past. Interesting. They'll be gone, but best case to write what happened. Yeah, you see the future as no books, no more. Yeah, it's certainly, and lots of illiteracy, right? Because most of our population, is getting into it's all technology. It's going to be like Max Headroom. You remember that show from the 80s? There's TV screens everywhere around. No one knows how to read. They're just watching Max Headroom on their screens. I don't know if some of you remember Max Headroom. Your power went up. You're grateful for your physical books. Yeah. Bar, display the books you no longer want. I will be interested in your library. Happy to pay for them, plus shipping, of course. Oh, shoot. I have all kinds of, mostly theology of the Eastern Church. Books and a couple of boxes in my closet that I've had throughout the years. I don't know I don't think it's probably too expensive. All of the weight, you're talking about a few $100s probably just to ship them all. You like the sensation of the paper, there's something to it, right? Yeah, and I like my D&D manuals. I like to have them in my hand. I have Roll20. There's all the modules on Roll20 you can download, but I like having it in my hand. There's something about having it, in your hands, right? And I like my magazines in my hand. I don't like online magazines. That seems pointless to me. You tried to join the Obed, but you live in the Bible Belt. Getting through people to establish a community, it wasn't possible. Oh, when you live down in the Bible Belt, now you live up north, and there's a lot of Obed communities around up there right now where you are. I think I sent some to you where they're not too far from where you're at, probably a few hours. I got to drive about 2 hours sometimes to get to but we only meet every couple of months. And I was grateful to have that. I didn't think there was any of that around. It's nice to have that. Do you have any Obed communities Trampus by you? Did you look in the community finder to see if there's anyone celebrating the Wheel of the Year around you over there in Canada? They have it on the website. You can go on the website and find around you where there are people. You have a rather large library. You're always interested in expanding it. Oh, build a book box, put it beside your mailbox, and a sign saying, "Take a book, leave a book." Use it to discard any unwanted books for others. Yeah, that's some people do if they have nice neighborhoods. Roku, good to see you. You pre World War II encyclopedias are quite different. They were quite different. So you're an encyclopedia collector. You have newspapers from, what was that? From VJ Day you have newspapers, least we forget. What collections and new ones? Yeah. Natalie is here. Our Reiki master, Natalie. Good to see you here. Our good friend. And Niall Loser. Fellow greetings, Bard. Wishing you a beautiful day. This is right before I was born, 85. That's when all the good books were out, right? Choose Your Own Adventures. Yeah, they've reprinted them. They've even reprinted the Endless Quest books, but they do a new version of them. Let's see, yeah. Good local neighborhood hater. Can you pray for the downfall of my enemies and the French? I'm not a Christian, sir. The last book you read was The Darkening Age by Catherine Nixie. You would love it. It's a great book, The Destruction of the Classical World. You love theology and philosophy, Jeanette. Protestant books, I don't have, maybe a few. I have maybe a few, because most of my studies were in Eastern Christianity and Catholicism. You can't do with a plastic or food or find cool dye airs reverse. Yeah. Let's see. All these wonderful people. Yeah, we have a book club on our Discord channel for people who are into getting together and talking about books. We have a book club. I think Natalie was doing a book on there in the past. The Death of King Arthur. Let's see. Maine still has a Bible built. It gets somewhat better. Maybe I can try again. Yeah, there's a few communities. Hard to do. Let's see, Sir Flynn, you just got most of your hair buzzed off, but now my nephew cries when he looks at you. Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for your support. Yeah, I don't shave my head anymore either because it scares people. When I was a clergyman, my parishioners demanded that I keep the hair on my head. So I've always done that. I used to have a bald head for a long time. I'd had really long hair and then I just shaved it off. So I had a bald head for many years. I didn't look, but the closest group is tiny. They ain't really active much. Well, I've seen 3 hours. Oh, that's far. Yeah, that's probably. Yeah, maybe you'll start your own in the future. Yeah. Now ours is just what we have for our last ritual. We got about, I'd say about 6 to 8 core people that show up. I've been to one where there's only been 4 people at these meetings. So there's an outer group that doesn't always make it sometimes. One of your prized collections came from the Royal Canadian Army Library. Cost a pretty penny at auction. You got a lot of stuff from World War I in the collection, including artwork from soldiers. Oh, very interesting. What a nice collection to have. Wow. Yeah, the artwork must be. I might one day make a YouTube video displaying them. Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure you'd get a lot of people interested in that. A lot of war memorabilia really attracts people. Dorset, thank you. And Algo comment, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's see. The Arthurian mythos is really cool. Not really like Christian stuff before and after, yeah. I feel there's a lot of fundamentalisms in Maine. And I always thought Maine was a place of diversity. I didn't know that there's a lot of trouble up there with Christian fundamentalism. I didn't know that was something. Yeah, where I live in Florida, there's a lot of it, right? But we have people from all experiences here able to do things. I mean, like with the Obid groups here in Florida, I think there's like 4 all over the state here. And the one that was closest to me it's supposed to be an hour and 40 minutes drive at minimum. if there's no traffic, which I don't mind. I get to listen to stuff on the way there. Their artwork, letters, prototype sketches of planes. It's loaded with Canadian World War I history. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. It looks like I've hit the 2-hour mark here, my friends, and I've made it to the end of the comments. Now, I might be back tonight from the Grove, seeing how the day goes. I plan on going out there at some point today because it's a beautiful day, or tomorrow. So I might be back tonight for a sundown stream. That is in the works here. So if I do that, you'll see it come up at some point. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll be back obviously tomorrow morning at the same time. So we'll see you then, my friends.